Miss Emma Hardinge Britten, will you define the difference between soul and spirit, as used by St. Paul in the first epistle to the Thessalonians? I pray God your whole spirit, soul and body be preserved blameless. We are asked to define the meaning attached to words which are susceptible of entirely different interpretations in the lips of different individuals. Unquestionably, St. Paul intended simply to represent a difference between soul and spirit and body, and that such a difference exists is the opinion of the intelligence that controls your speaker. But whether he realized the same idea that we attach to these words is a question we are not prepared to answer, and therefore we will render you such a response as proceeds from what we feel to be a truth existing in nature, rather than an attempt to speculate upon what St. Paul might have believed on the subject. There is a triune nature in man. The body is a material part, consisting of a structure made up from a combination of all the elements in the universe. Throughout this structure there is that magnetic element of which we have so often spoken as the life of all things. And this magnetic element, or life, is one substance but differs in degrees in various bodies, according to the nature of the atoms of matter which compose various bodies. Hence, whilst magnetism, in its universal effect of motion, may be called a unitary substance, yet as differing in its exhibition in different bodies, it is variously described. Thus it is called simply magnetism. In metals, electricity, in air, life, in animated being, but in all the entire range of creation it produces life or motion. It is a substance, though invisible, not intelligent or ponderable. Compared with the known forms of matter in fluids, airs, and solids, as classified by chemistry, it seems to be neither matter nor spirit. It inheres in form, grows with them, gathers up the elements to sustain them, and by attraction builds up the lifelike form, and maintains by cohesion its integrity. Again, by repulsion it holds the atoms apart, and in due order gives off waste material, and finally separates or scatters them in the process of the decay called death. It moves in two modes only, namely by attraction and repulsion. It inheres about the spirit, and is the bond that binds it to the body. It is often mistaken for the spirit, but we treat it as a distinct element, and only in combination with the spirit call it soul. By those who fail to recognize the active agency of this element and its distinctive functions and being, the spirit is often improperly called the soul. But we claim the soul to be dual, and define it as consisting of this magnetic or spiritual body and the spirit. We realize that in the human form there is a trinity of elements, and that these are the outward or material body, the magnetic life or spiritual body, and the still more sublimated and most interior element of spirit. We believe that this trinity of elements pervades the entire universe. In the realm of matter, the vast mass of suns, satellites, systems, and earths constitute the body, the illimitable fountain of magnetism, from which all things derive the power of motion, is the life, and the boundless ocean of intelligence or mind manifest in the grand or supremely intelligent order of the universe is the spirit. The totality of all these elements is the universe, and in this immensity we recognize the being of an infinite eternal Trinity whom we call God. The God of theology is most commonly a representation of some vast image conceived by the superstitious minds of men. But the vast totality of the God of the universe is the Trinity that fills space and occupies being, and is creation and creator alike. Hence God is at once the body, spirit, and soul of the universe. As of the God, creator, so of the child, creature, like our author. We are body, life, and spirit. As a mortal man, a trinity, as an immortal soul, a spirit and spiritual body. So long as soul inheres to the body, we are triune. At the separation of the body by death from the soul, we are dual, that is, life and spirit. In the action of death, that spiritual body departs with the spirit, and in the duality of life and spirit is the existence of the newborn soul. We believe that the noble Apostle Paul, the best and most philosophic of the Hebrew writers, understood this definition. He speaks of a spiritual body and a natural body. He realizes in this phrase that there was a spiritual body that was not alone intelligence, mere embodied mind, but an actual body, though of a spiritual nature. Therefore we believe that in the passage referred to, he felt, if he did not scientifically define, the Trinity existing in a man of a body, a soul, and a spirit. We only differ in terms by calling the soul the combination of the spirit and the life, and therefore we simply define his phrase by somewhat different terms, although we agree substantially with him in the idea that there is a diversity in the elements that constitute man, which closely analysed we may aptly term body, life, and spirit, or simply body and soul.